Howdy folks, Nathan and Andre here with a preview of the 2018 Detroit Auto Show, or otherwise known as the North American International Auto Show.
That's a long name for a show. But we're talking about cars here.
Yep.
Cars, crossovers, SUVs. We did a truck preview on this channel just recently. So
That's right.
Check it out. Truck preview coming, and we're going to be very busy.
And let's just kick it right off with the Acura RDX prototype. Basically, I think a production version with a couple things that might be missing or added.
Yeah, it's a concept, and Acura is trying to change kind of its look across the family of vehicles.
Right.
Do a little bit more muscular, a little bit more sporty feeling.
Yeah, Acura is one of those companies that tends to evolve at a slower pace than, say, other companies when it comes to exterior design. But we do know that everything underneath the skin is usually pretty high quality. So hopefully this will be a fun vehicle and obviously a crossover. All right, next is the Audi A7 Sportsback and the A8. Now the A8 has already been introduced, but the A7 Sportsback has not, and that will be coming out at the Detroit Auto Show.
And we've seen actually some images of the A7, and I actually, I have to say I'm an Audi guy.
Yeah, we know.
I'm a little bit of a fanboy.
He has a tramp stamp of the four circles.
No. But I had an Audi 5000 Quattro back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
The A7 looks really nice. I really like what they're doing in the rear with kind of that signature light that goes across. And obviously performance is going to be there. I'm kind of excited.
I am too. Let's move on to the BMW X2, which will debut at the show. And they'll also have an i8 Coupe and the X7i Performance.
A lot going on with the BMW unveils. X2 is yet another crossover. So they have the X1,
Yep.
they have the X3,
Yep.
several versions of each.
Yes, they do.
Now the X2 is going to be kind of cutting right in the middle of there. And it's kind of a sporty looking coupe, four-door crossover. Yeah, X7. So BMW is doing this for the first time. They're stretching their crossover lineup to include the big three-row crossover, proper three-row, not the afterthought seats in the back.
Right.
So I think that's exciting. They showed the concept version of the X7 previously.
Yeah.
And this is a full production version. Plus, with a performance pack, how can you not be excited about that?
Pretty easily, actually. Okay.
But what's next?
What's next is Ford. And the reason why Ford came up and is a big deal is because of what they're building. Tell them.
We were lucky to get an early look at the all-new, actually Ford is calling it all-new 2019 Ford Edge and Edge ST.
ST, baby.
So this is important because Ford is bringing the ST nameplate into their crossover space right in the middle with the Edge.
Now, when we say high performance, what do you think? 250 horsepower, something like that? No.
2.7 liter EcoBoost.
Yep.
So this engine is related to the F-150 engine.
Which we love, by the way.
And also the Ford Fusion Sport engine.
Yep.
But the rating on this motor is 335 horsepower.
Yeah.
But wait for this.
Yeah.
380 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah.
8-speed automatic transmission. By the way, I asked Ford guys, why are you not using a 9-speed? Because that's also in the mix.
Yep.
They said, 8-speed matches this engine beautifully. So 8-speed it is. So the shape and the overall proportion of the edges are the same.
Right.
They're going to have, obviously, all the trim packages on it. And the interior volume is the same, but the face is new, the rear is new, the ST is new, and the ST looks more aggressive. Just the rear has kind of those vertical tailpipe elements instead of the horizontal elements. So it's going to be an interesting crossover.
It is. I'm looking forward to getting our hands on it when it comes up here to Colorado. There's a company called GAC, G-A-C, and this is a Chinese automaker who is actually rather big in China, and they've been building some vehicles recently that they feel can compete in our market. As a matter of fact, they announced that in 2019 they're hoping to be in our market selling their vehicles. And at the show they have a sedan, an SUV, an electric vehicle, which is a concept, and possibly a minivan as well. And we covered it last year, but this year a lot more. It's going to be on the main floor, and look, they're brave. They're going to try to hit this market, and I'm going to reserve all judgment until we have a chance to drive some of these machines, which, by the way, I have ridden in a couple of these vehicles before in China.
You know, the other interesting part about the GAC vehicles from China, Actually, they have prototypes running around the United States.
Oh, yeah.
And some of viewers, you guys, sent us some images of an SUV, and you guys are asking us, what is this? It looks interesting, familiar, but
Yeah.
yet different. That was a GAC prototype.
Let's move on to Honda.
Honda Insight concept. So this is Honda's answer to obviously the Toyota Prius.
They've let out very little information on the vehicles, so we're going to have to wait until we see it at the show to get you more information.
Yeah, and here's the thing. They showed kind of a initial image of the Insight, or several images, and it kind of looks like a Honda Accord to me.
Yeah.
That was a little shrunken down.
Like the size of a Honda, say, Civic?
Yeah, and so that's an interesting approach. So they're kind of cutting in between the Civic and the Accord, having this Insight name that's been around before.
Yeah.
But it's also very efficiency-minded.
Next is something I'm excited about because it's the Hyundai Veloster and possibly the N badge as well. Now, the N badge stands for Super Nathan.
Really?
Well, it's a performance badge, actually.
Like this?
Super Nathan. Now, the Veloster's always been one of those vehicles, it was originally based on the Accent platform, and it had power when you had the turbo, but it was never quite the sports car it looked like. They have been developing the hell out of this new Veloster. We've been seeing tons of them testing all over this country and Korea, and supposedly they really got it down pat. This is going to be a fast, lightning fast car, according to them, especially with the N badge.
And they do have, I believe, a lot of BMW engineers working on this.
They do.
Because they hired them off from BMW.
Tons of BMW engineers have moved over to Hyundai, which is very exciting for Hyundai fans. Infinity Q Inspiration concept. It's a concept.
Yes, and this is Infinity's take on the ultimate luxury sedan. It's very stylish. They unveiled, they released just 2 images of this car. And I'm excited to see it because it does look very luxurious and very stylish.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the sedan market is shrinking a little bit. So
Yeah, it has been shrinking.
I'm interested to see what Infinity will do here.
Now, keep in mind that Infinity is pointing this vehicle as a design study as well. And I think when you see the vehicle, you're going to think to yourself, that's the future of Infinity. And you would be right. Jeep is going to be introducing their 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Now, this is not only a vehicle with a completely new front end, so it looks perhaps a little less polarizing, but it's going to have new components under the hood in terms of power plants. And we're pretty sure there'll be the Jeep Wrangler JL at the show, of course, but, well, we've already done, about 50 videos on it, so we probably will spare you guys. The Lexus LF1 concept, the ultimate expression of technology and luxury.
In a crossover. So what I'm envisioning, if I had a crystal ball, which actually we don't know what it's going to look like.
You want to look at the shine on my head and look into the future?
I see a larger RX crossover that's very kind of stylish and a coupe-like roofline and loaded with latest technology from Lexus.
And there you have it, folks. All right, let's move on.
Yes.
It's the Mercedes-Benz G-Class.
Yep, the G is back. It's been redesigned. We have some prototype images from Mercedes officially.
Yeah.
And a couple of leaked images as well. And it's basically gonna look the same. I mean, they're keeping the traditional boxy styling,
Yep.
round lights, but they've made it larger. It's stretched now. All new interior. And here's the big part.
Yes?
They announced no more solid front axle. Independent front suspension, which is a surprise, but at the same time, a lot of the G-Wagons are actually seen on the streets, not actually traversing very difficult off-road terrain.
Yeah, Monaco, Beverly Hills, and certain other areas, Miami.
Toyota is going to unveil the Avalon, once again their largest sedan,
Yep.
and it's going to share some of the platform and technology from the new Camry, which is a good thing, but we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. Obviously, we're going to cover that car, and you will see it on this channel, so come back starting on Sunday, and also Monday, January 15th.
Yep.
That's going to be a big show day.
Big show day, and we're going to be covering a lot of stuff live, and it'll be on this channel.
But on Sunday night, something else is coming, the new 2019 VW Jetta, and you're going to be there.
I'll be covering that. The new VW Jetta is supposedly new from the ground up, and including improved powertrains, interior, which frankly the interior desperately needed to be updated,
Yep.
and supposedly a really cool looking car. So that's all I got on it, but once we cover it, you guys will get all the information right there on TFL Now. So Now we have to move on to rumors.
Yeah, and also, guys, if you want to see a lot more from the show, just subscribe to this channel.
Yep, subscribe, please.
Please subscribe. How about we start some rumors? You and I saw prototype testing in the mountains,
Yes.
which and turned out to be a Cadillac XT4 crossover, so the smaller compact crossover from Cadillac.
Yep.
I think it's time for them to show it. Come on, Cadillac, please show the XT4 at Detroit. Make a splash. It's a popular segment.
Yes.
Just bring it.
Yeah, I think it's a good possibility that it'll be there.
Yep, so go back to this channel and also tflcar.com and tfltruck.com for a lot more coverage.
And subscribe!
Please.